Explain. Please explain. What's going on? I think I've lost my mind.
G'day.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. Just listening to Terence Trent Darby.
Sorry, yes, yeah.
Oh, wait, I'll just turn the music off.
Oh, mate, you love that guy. You love all his music, really, don't you?
Yeah, I love all his hits.
What other albums have you got apart from his debut album?
I've just got his album, Muggles, Chickens, Themes, and Love Poems.
Right. I've been researching Terence, and I've definitely got quite a bit to say about it. It's quite amazing. There's things about him I never realised at all.
Yeah. This is episode 7.
Oh yes, episode 7.
Welcome to Video Explain.
Yes, it's going from coast to coast now. I think we are coast to coast.
Yeah.
We've been syndicated all the way from Melbourne to Gundagai, I think, now.
Yeah, you can get it on your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can get it on the Wi-Fi or the old wireless, where on 6 p.m. on Sundays, the family sits around the old wireless and enjoys a bit of Video Explain. It's become, it used to be the Goon Show, of course, back in the day, but now it's Video Explain. So it's great to have that kind of mass appeal. That
we have to start running a duck and cover ads.
Doing what, sorry?
Duck and cover.
Oh, duck and cover. They said fucking cover. I thought you don't want to say that. That was part of the deals. We can't say.
No, not fucking cover, duck cover.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. I thought I really sounded like fucking cover.
You know, the commercial that when nuclear bombs go off, you have to hide under the table with a white cloth.
Yeah. I wonder how they researched that. They must have put some goats under a table on the one of the beautiful atolls that they decided to blow into smithereens. And saw that the goat was still alive afterwards, and thought, oh, okay, that's probably going to work fine then for the kids. You know, if there's a bit of a nuclear blast outside, just get under a table, and she'll be. I mean, it's reassuring, you know, just to know that you can. There's some kind of response you can do apart from scream and die.
Yeah, while smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, well, that would be even better. Just get totally vaporized. You're smoking a vape pen. Or the last scene from, or that scene from Terminator, or there's quite a few apocalyptic films apart from that. Yellow Submarine, the Olympus Has Fallen, or something. A lot of different stuff. But let's get back to this video, which is what our job is, of course, and we do it really well.
I feel like we always get to the heart of the matter with the video. We never go off on a tangent. Yeah,
that's been one of the main criticisms, Kind of, you guys are too focused. You should just relax and, just have a couple of little sort of sidetrack anecdotes and things like that. But fuck those people.
Drink your VB.
Yeah, we haven't got time for that. There's too much meat on these bones here. And the big boner tonight is Terence Trent Darby, or that's his old name, as I found out. He's actually changed his name to Sensible Pants. No, sorry, to Sananda Maitreya.
Right.
Is his name.
Which one's his real name?
His real name that he was born with, more or less, was Terence Trent Darby.
Oh, okay.
But he said that Terence Trent Darby died in 1989 upon the release of his second album. And now that second album, I've got the name of it. The full name of it is Neither Fish Nor Flesh, A Soundtrack of Love, Faith, Hope and Destruction, which was released in 1989 and was a massive flop, selling only 2 or 3 million copies.
Right.
And there's a whole story there I can get into that Terence more or less says it was a conspiracy, that he was taken down by the kind of the elite mafia, if you like. There was a competition to some degree between him and Michael Jackson. They were both on the same label. and Michael didn't want a challenger to the throne.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there could only be a sort of limited number of black artists, of course. That was another...
I thought he had kind of a Prince vibe. Like, it's weird in the film clip where he's like, the guy bumps into him and you think they're going to fight. Yeah. And then these tough guys in leather sort of butt in with like, you fight him, you got to fight us. Yeah. And it's like, there's no way they'd be his friend in real life.
That's the bit I've got to watch again because, well, I mean, if we can go through this in sequence, maybe we'll get to that. But the opening part of the clip is a simulation of a keyhole where you see his partner. I think she's looking at Terence through the keyhole for whatever reaon.
Yeah.
And says,
he's got a motorbike. He's got a motorbike in his room.
Well, that's what's revealed, yes, through the keyhole after she leaves. She says au revoir, and she's gone. And as you say, yes, I mean, the motorbike is a pretty key part of this because I thought the reason that she's left him, because that's a very, obviously she's left, she says au revoir, she's gone, and she's taken her their child. I presume it's their child. I mean, it could have just been a casual relationship with a single mother, but I presume that's actually his child that she's now taken out of their flat. And I think the big part of the problem, I'm only guessing here, is because of his insistence on keeping this giant motorbike in their very small apartment.
Plus, he also has a video clip of her playing with her hair behind him, playing at all times.
Yeah.
Now so maybe that freaks her out.
That is also pretty incredible, though. The technology that they had back then to have that absolute, that looked like Blade Runner 2049 or whatever.
Yeah.
That
was filmed at his actual house, too, I reckon.
Yeah.
They just went round to his house and said, take your top off.
Absolutely. And I'd like to comment just on the braiding of his hair because it's immaculate. I mean, I'm only watching this on a YouTube thing, but this is the kind of hair that begs for Blu-ray or even 4K.
I'm watching it live right now too. Like, hey, we've never done this before. We're both watching the clip.
Yeah, well, it probably helps. There's a disappointing part.
I can't believe we haven't thought of that before.
No, well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
He's on a motorbike.
So, he holds
That's what I'm watching now.
Right. The disappointing part of this, I mean, he's got a great motorbike. I mean, the Indians, I don't know much about motorbikes, but I know that the Indian is, apart from being cultural misappropriation of some horrendous kind, is also a fantastic motorbike to ride. But the problem is that he has to wear a helmet. I think that really sort of lessens the degree of his coolness. Yeah,
his head looks kind of squished into it.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. They had to kind of put in a close-up just to show that it actually was him squashed into this kind of rather knob-like looking helmet.
Yeah. You see the way the barman looks at him? When he's singing in the bar? The barman kind of looks at him when he's cleaning his glass and he's sort of like, oh, why the fuck are you singing in my bar? No one else can hear the backing music.
Yeah. His sideburns are quite old and fugly, I noticed too, which is quite weird. But this song came out when I was 14 and it was in the top 10, I'm pretty sure. Or at least the top 20, and I thought it was great. Yeah. Well, yes, another interesting point is that Terence... this is the thing. I mean, I remember the song too, but I had no idea about... When I revisited this today, I thought, did he actually write this song? Or is he just one of those kind of... he's got a good voice and someone else has written the whole thing for him to perform over. But lo and behold, he performed... wrote the song and performed every single instrument or sound that you hear in the entire song.
Really?
Yeah.
So, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, like looking at his second album tracks, instruments, kazoo, saxophone, Fender Rhodes, guitars, scratching. He did some scratching. Maybe that was just on a chalkboard. Timpani, guitar, drums, percussion, piano, organ. Absolutely kind of mind-blowing to me that he actually really was the real deal. Anyway, going back to the clip, that whole bar sequence I don't understand at all. Why he went there, who he was connected with? You were talking about the barman before, who gives him this sort of strange...
The barman's pulling lots of faces, like he's overacting a bit.
Right. I mean, the Prince connection, of course, Prince rode a motorcycle in Purple Rain, that whole era there. And he did it without a helmet, which I think really helped a lot. But in this, I see some of the similarities in the look. There's kind of this sort of strange, petulant, sort of pouting, slightly kind of almost a bit freaked out kind of look. It's hard to explain the kind of similarity, the expression that Prince had in his earlier years. It was kind of a petulance, but also a kind of a fragility there as well, a bit of a kind of like they're about to start crying or something.
Yeah.
So
it was that period of time. It was okay. You didn't have to be a manly man.
Oh, I think you did. I think you're totally wrong there. I mean, I don't know what school you went to, but where I went to, Prince was considered to be a faggot.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. I wasn't thinking of Tasmania. I think of the rest of the world.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I didn't grow up in the rest of the world, mate. I grew up in a fucking place called Tasmania.
Actually, I was at an old boys' high school, and if I had said I like Terence Trent, Darby, I probably would have got beaten up. I don't
know. I think there were groups of very heterosexual men who went around beating up faggots, listening to Terence Trent, Darby. You know?
Yeah, well, it was a lot of dudes that would call people faggots that didn't know Freddie Mercury was gay.
Yeah, that's right. He wasn't even on the radar. It was only Prince. I know Bruce Springsteen was kind of the high tide point of heterosexuality, so that was sort of what you're aiming for generally as a kind of benchmark. Bono was somewhere below that. Prince was the other end of the scale of masculinity gone wrong. Terence Trent D'Arby, I think he got a sort of free pass. I don't think it was,
what happened to Terence Trent D'Arby?
Right. Okay. Well, have we done the whole song though? Because I just wanted to we'll deviate from it. We'll come back to the clip, I guess.
Yeah.
This album, I mean, this song, absolute massive. The album itself went platinum within 3 days of being released. It was extraordinarily successful, sold, 12, 14 million copies, made him an absolute superstar. People, even Jack Nicholson loved it.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty much the whole world wept.
It's like, I love that Terence Trent D'Arby.
Oh, yeah. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Then he releases his second album, which he put even more effort into it. I should say, too, that debut album... Actually, this is a bit of a sidetrack, really, but he made this comment about the album, the debut album, that is, which was called The Hard Line, according to Terence Trent D'Arby.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, well, that's the one that this song's from, Sign Your Name Across My Genitals. But anyway, he claimed that was the greatest album that had been released since Sgt. Pepper.
Terence Trent D'Arby claimed it.
Yeah, he said that himself, because he basically, I mean, there's a few other things that happened. He said he had a dream in 1980, the night that John Lennon died, and John Lennon was walking towards him basically Terence was in New York on the city streets watching John Lennon walk towards him, and John Lennon, I don't know if he said anything, but he basically walked straight into Terence's body and stayed there. And then, of course, the real John Lennon was shot and died, but his spirit went into Terence Trent D'Arby by his rectum.
It's lucky that he didn't walk into a garbage bin, John Lennon's spirit, and be the best garbage man ever.
I know. It's just strange how fate works, especially to choose someone from the other side of... Well, I guess, he was from England. There's a thing there. And you can certainly hear a lot of John Lennon's sound in Sign Your Name. It's definitely a song that you could imagine John Lennon belting out after drinking 12 schooners. Yeah.
Well, I got it stuck in my head the other day, so I chucked on the video. And I thought, we should put it on the World Podcast.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. Great choice. So he's gone mental. He thinks that he's John Lennon. He's now living the dream. The album's gone ballistic. He's telling everyone that it's the greatest thing since Sgt. Pepper. Then he ups the ante. He's doubling down now. The pressure's on, and he releases this album, which was very ambitious. Some people said it was, a work of a wanker. He's basically an egomaniac gone out of control, and people pretty much lost the support for him. They really thought suddenly he's been exposed as some sort of, the man behind the Mr. Oz behind the curtain kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Emperor has no clothes or whatever other metaphor. So, yes, he releases his second album, Neither Fish Nor Flesh, a soundtrack of love, faith, hope and destruction in 1989, 2 years after his debut. It only sells 2 or 3 million copies. He gets basically shunned. He's all downhill from there. He ends up going to Los Angeles and becoming, a shadow of his former self and literally changing his name. It started in 1995, according to him, but he literally changed his name in 2001. But
wow, I've got a sound effect for that.
What is it?
I'll play it.
Yeah. Yeah,
he changed his name.
That sums it up nicely. It does.
I thought I forgot I was going to have the sound effects from that other episode, and I forgot about it for a while with my stick.
I'm so glad you got it out finally there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you paid 99 cents for that, and you've got to use it. What's the point? You'd be embarrassed if you didn't get a chance to pop that one out. And it's a good moment. You chose your moment well, because that sums it up. The kind of downward spiral, if you like, And the interesting thing about him is that he went to LA and he could have ended up like John Belushi, dying like a pig in his own drug excess. But instead, no, he basically wasn't a drug addict at all. He smoked a bit of weed or whatever. He did have a full mental breakdown at some point, like he really lost it, but he never... really...
Okay, I've got a sound effect for that.
What is it?
I'll play it.
Okay.
That was the sound of a mental breakdown.
That was quite intense. Like very short and intense, like the whole body falling to pieces of broken concrete there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's really distressing, Dan. You should have a trigger warning. This might actually induce a breakdown in someone. What the fuck is going on?
It was a mental breakdown.
That is really starting to upset me quite a bit. I'm starting to feel like I am Terence Trent Darby, like he's walked into my body. And if I don't...
That means you could do the next Sergeant Pepper's.
I want to, yeah, that's the thing. I've got to have something that sells quite a few copies in order to be able to make that claim, but, I'll try. Now, going back to this video clip, though, what I'm seeing here is a very simple narrative, and I guess I was a bit disappointed in the end because his partner leaves him and takes their child. He takes the motorbike, presumably that was in his apartment, I don't know how he gets it downstairs, puts on his helmet, goes down to the pub, gets that weird look from a barman, and then gets back on his bike, goes somewhere, wherever his partner is, walks up behind her, puts his hands over her eyes, and does that kind of guess who bullshit. Yeah. And she guesses who it is, presumably because his hands has that Terence Trent D'Arby smell. And turns around. Smell my fingers kind of deal. And I've got to admit, it's one of the best kisses I've seen on a video clip. It's quite a sensual, loving kiss that's going on here. I'm surprised they weren't really going out. It was pretty convincing.
Looks like they did a few takes. Like it goes for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a hell of a kiss. And I give some good marks for the kiss. That's probably one of the best kisses you'll ever see on a video clip.
That's one of the things you had to do in the late 80s is you had to have the not gay moment.
Well, interesting you mentioned that because I haven't been able to...
George Michael would always have, women dancing in his film clips and, you had to be not gay because of the times.
Yeah, well, you never saw him kiss a man on the cootie.
No.
So he kept it hidden. I mean, they all did. I mean, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I didn't know they were gay.
No.
And that seems ridiculous now saying that in hindsight. It's like...
when you listen to Relax.
Yeah. I just thought,
don't do it when you want to go do it. Relax, don't do it when you want to come.
When you want to suck to it, it's got...
When you want to come. I didn't know what come meant.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear them say when you want to suck to it.
Yeah.
If I'd known that, I would have fucking turned that radio off straight away and gone, this is filth. I'm really not into this at all. I want to go tell everyone at school, I'm not gay, I don't listen to Prince. I listen to Springsteen, maybe a little bit of Bono. All right, Terence Trent, Darby, everyone likes him. You know, sign your name, all right. Here we go. He's not gay, come on, calm down.
If I said I'd like Terence Trent, Darby in high school, this is the effect it would have had.
Mm. Jesus Christ. You sure that wasn't the mental breakdown? It sounded really terrifying. I mean...
sorry, man. I've just gone wild on this sound effect tonight.
There's so many mental scars from our imprisonment on that island, you know.
I figure I'm Flavor Flav to your Chuck D.
Sure.
I just wear a big clock and dance around eating chicken.
I guess if I had to choose between the two, I'd go for Chuck D. I got Crackhead Flav. I mean, it's you know, the hard-working Chuck D and the kind of eccentric clock-wearing fucking crackhead. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude to Flavor Flav. You're out there, man. I know you've done good. You've done better than I. I mean, I don't know what you've been through, but it's very easy to criticise from the sidelines.
But you're saying Terence Trent Darby changed his name.
Yeah, that's right. 2001 officially.
So, I've done no research.
Well, in 2009, after he changed his name to San Under Maitreya, in 2009 he released an album called Nigger Mortis. Which was, Nigger Mortis, A Critical Mass, which contained 23 songs. Then, this year, he's released a new album, which I can't quite remember the name, but it contains 53 songs. His new album. Okay.
Wow.
Including...
I bet they're all good.
Sorry?
I bet they're all good.
Well, one of them is Limp Dick Blues. Limp Dick Blues. Although, in the interview, his wife was in the room and she made sure that everyone knew that his dick does work properly. And it was just a song. He just said that he wanted to kind of explore... I don't know, he did intimate that maybe he was having trouble with his penis, but he's got 2 kids, so I don't know how that works. Maybe the leftover sperm from Michael Jackson's crematorium. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, what a classic song. What a great emotional song it is. I think the narrative of the video clip is exceptional. You have love. Love walks away from you for reasons unknown. And in order to get it back, you've got to get on your motorcycle and presumably stalk them to wherever they've gone to get away from you.
Smell my fingers.
Hunt them down, put your hands over their eyes from behind, and they'll...
You should have really run with Smell My Fingers as the song title.
Yeah, that's what it should have been called. Smell your fingers. Sorry, smell my fingers across your nostrils. Yeah. I want you to be my puff daddy. I can't even think properly. Hopefully we'll edit some of this out to make this 20 minutes worth of gold.
Oh, no, man, I think it's all gold so far.
Yeah.
Did I mention I love the delicious taste of Muggles chicken?
No, you haven't.
Muggles chickens, raw and salty treat. Get them now at your local supermarket or news agency.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different uses for Muggles chickens. It's not just for food. You can also use them as a healing. Like if you're feeling sick, you just rub a thigh on your nipple.
Yeah, it's like a crystal made of chicken.
Yeah, just wear a Muggle's breast around your neck with a gold chain, and when you head out you'll find that spiritually your mind will be aligned perfectly with what's called pure Muggles positive thought.
Yeah.
And all day, there's no negativity at all. I was amazed, you know.
When you die, you go to heaven during the chicken apocalypse.
Yeah, that's right. You go straight to this absolute beautiful equestrian heaven where there's nothing there but just chicken legs running around. Everyone's happy. You're just a giant chicken leg yourself. And Muggles, the King Muggles, what's his name? Dan Muggles? Is that you? It's not you.
Yeah.
Dan Muggles, proprietor of Muggles, is DJing.
No, it's just a coincidence.
Well, Dan Muggles is DJing, and he's playing the most, what's the expression the kids use these days? The doofiest tune.
Get whacked.
The most whack tune that you ever would likely to hear. That he'd be off in it. And, so...
He'd be lit. He'd be totally lit.
He'd be absolutely scraping the lit barrel. And, so, I mean, I got mugged today, and I was wearing this Muggles chicken around my... Oh, it's funny you say Muggles, and I got mugged. But I was so happy, I just said, I'm going to bend over for you now, and you can rape me if you want. I'm sorry. And, that didn't happen, but I was very easygoing about it, I guess, is the general idea.
I'm hoping we do an episode next week, because live from Hobart.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Hobart.
Sure, man, that'd be top notch. I would like to smell the fear of Hobart Town coming through your esophagus.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you
I don't know if I'll do it from the casino or Mykonos or
that'd be great,
from
man.
Lutana.
Well, yeah, if you just do one every night from a different weird location, the honey pot, is still going.
But I reckon that'll be episode 8, live from Hobart.
Is this episode 7 in the can now? Sign your name. Are you going to sign your name on episode 7? You're going to say this?
Yep. I'll sign my name. I'll sign off on that.
We'll say it's done and dusted. I think there's some, I guess, I mean, just before we go, I mean, you said you heard the song when you were just a 14-year-old. I mean, what kind of emotions did you get from the song at the time, just before?
Oh, it made me feel really sad.
Yeah,
sad for him. I felt sorry for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was confused as to why he knew tough guys.
Oh, yeah.
That was the main concern.
Yeah, I don't really remember the clip. I just remember the song. And to be honest, I found it a little bit kind of cliche even at the time in a way. It's like, sign your name across my heart. It just sort of felt a bit...
All right.
But it didn't... I got more from Bronski Beat, Small Town Boy, even though I don't really... pushed around, kicked around. I remember some of the lyrics. Turn away, run away. I got more from that than this bullshit.
Oh, really? I like this one better.
No,
we're going to have to agree to disagree. I give this 4 out of 5.
No, look, it's a good song, as in the tune. It's very catchy. I mean, he's got an amazing voice, very talented. I'm not giving him any diss for that. I just think lyrically and even conceptually, the video clip is a hollow. Is a hollow ox's butt cheeks.
It could be an excuse to have a woman smell your fingers.
It is. It definitely should have changed.
I wouldn't put it past him.
If it was called Smell My Finger, that would have meant more to me, I think. I would have wondered what's going on here. Is it Weird Al Yankovic or is it Terence? But I think there's just something a bit hollow about it. Just this particular song. I think his singing is beautiful. The composition's great, obviously very catchy, but sign your name across my heart. I want you to be my lady friend. I don't know. It's just It's sort of like cat and fiddle to me. It's sort of like been there, done that. I don't know.
I have to get on my airplane, so I'll leave you with the sounds of me getting on my airplane.
All right, mate.
All right, catch you next time.
See you, big boy. Come on, Muggles, man. And he is out of here. Thanks for listening.
Radio, explain.